Rory, your first time playing in Italy as a professional. Just give us a sense of what it's like to be back, and also here at Marco Simone, your thoughts on the golf course.
Yeah, excited to make my professional debut in Italy. The only other time that I've played in Italy was the European Amateur Championship in 2006, which I won. So I've got a 100% record in this country, and I'd like to keep that going. But it's great to be here to see the golf course here at Marco Simone, especially for the Ryder Cup next year, and obviously try to get some early preparation and get a look at what the golf course is like, but also trying to win a prestigious championship that's been running for nearly 80 years, and a National Open title, which is pretty cool, and some great names on the Italian Open trophy too. So excited to be here. I'm glad that I could sort of work it into the schedule this year, and excited to get going tomorrow.
I'm sure everyone's excited to have you here. We'll open with questions as well from the floor now. So Sylvia, just right in the middle.
Hi, Rory. So looking at your results this season, and looking at how net is your position on the Live Affair, has been this an extra booster on the course for you? And how much has been important working with Bob Rotella for the last few months?
Yeah, I think I feel like I've never needed extra motivation to go out on the golf course and play my best. I believe when I play the golf that I'm capable of, that I'm the best player in the world, and I think a lot of people in my position that are at the top of the game believe that also. But I definitely feel like Bob Rotella has maybe helped me unlock a couple of things within my game that were maybe lacking for the last couple of years. So working with Bob again has been a lot of fun. He's a great man, a wonderful character. I love talking to him, even if we don't really talk about golf that much. You're always going to learn something. He's got so many incredible stories, and I definitely think he's helped me bring more of like a relaxed focus to my game that I maybe didn't have for the last couple of years. So Bob's been a big part of this year and why I've played so well, along with the rest of my team. Everyone plays their part, and everyone helps me be the best version of myself, I guess. And it's been a great year so far. And I said it last week at Wentworth, I want to continue to have a great year and finish this season off on a high.
Andrew, we're going to go to at the front.
Andrew Damp, Associated Press. Just wonder if there were any discussions with Luke Donald about coming here this week, obviously getting some experience on the Ryder Cup course for next year.
Yeah, I'd already committed to playing in this event before Luke was the captain and it was someone else. So it was always a part of my schedule. I wanted to play at least one tournament here before the Ryder Cup next year. I think the Italian Open is being played in May next year. I knew that wasn't going to fit into my schedule because of how busy it is in the United States at that time. So this was a good opportunity. I was already in Europe playing in Wentworth, and it was a good opportunity to see the course. So, but I've had discussions with Luke, and we're actually, a few of us are meeting for dinner tonight to just sort of a little bit of team bonding, but also have a talk about the course and how we think it should be set up to favour the European team.
It seems obvious, but the fact that none of the Live guys, well-known guys, are here this week, none of them maybe should even expect to play next year. Obviously, maybe they'll come in May. I don't know.
can't speak on behalf of them if they will come in May. I'm not sure what Liv's schedule looks like, if there's a tournament on that week or where in the world that they're playing. But yeah, if I've said this once, I've said it 100 times. I don't think any of those guys should be on the Ryder Cup team.
Susan, for questions at the front.
Rory, first of all, congratulations. You had a great BMW, but
Thank
not
you.
the W you wanted, I'm sure. Could I just quickly ask you for your thoughts about the passing of Queen Elizabeth and the impact that this has had and might have in the future?
She was a wonderful human being, a wonderful lady. I think you see the outpouring of love and emotion that you've seen over the past few days. It sort of shows how admired she was and how strongly people felt about her. And I said this last week. She showed so much dignity and dedication and grace towards what she did. She put duty over everything else, and I'm sure that was a very heavy crown to wear, excuse the pun, but she was a wonderful person. I think she handled herself with absolutely incredible grace, and she'll be very, very missed. I think that's apparent from the scenes over the last few days, and but life goes on, and we're all going to have our time where we're not here anymore. But she left a wonderful legacy, and she had a wonderful life, and she'll be remembered for a very long time.
Did you have any special moments or meetings with her?
I met her once before. I met her once a few years ago. But yeah, she was very, very nice. Just a wonderful lady, and very welcoming. Made you feel very much at ease in her company. And when you meet someone as important as that, it's nice to be able to not feel too intimidated, I guess.
I can't imagine you being intimidated, but that's beside the point. Now I'll get to golf, okay? But thank you for sharing. The course, this is the first time you played here. Could you give your impressions, and how do you compare and feel about it from what you've seen with other Ryder Cup courses? And you've played quite a few of them, and you know other ones that you haven't played. Could you share that with us?
Yeah, so I would say that the two Ryder Cup courses that this most reminds me of would be Glen Eagles and Celtic Manor. They'd be both similar style of courses. I think the back nine here is a wonderful layout and a wonderful setup for match play. I think it's going to create some really exciting finishes to matches. You've got two drivable par fours on the back nine. You've got a few holes with water. You've got that wonderful closing hole, which could be really exciting. The front nine is a little more. It's like the first couple of chapters of a book. It sort of it gets you into the book a little bit and sort of sets the story. But the real juicy bits come on the back nine. That's where you really get into it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any further questions? Andrew? Take that and then...
I could just stay on the Ryder Cup topic, since we're obviously at this course. It was quite a tough loss at Whistling Straits. What does the Europe team need to do to reduce that gap? In the next year, you've talked about it maybe being the younger guys. Is that where the potential for improvement lies? And any names in particular?
Yeah. So I would say we've got a core of. I think the European team has a core of 6 or 7 guys that I think we all know are going to pretty much be on that team. And then it's up to some of the younger guys to maybe step up or for example, Francesco top 10 last week in Wentworth and seems to be coming back into form. I think having an Italian on the team would be huge. So, you know, you've got your core there that's experienced in Ryder Cup, then's played a few but aren't too old. So I think, yeah, you're looking for some of these younger guys over the next 12 months to to step up and put their hand up for a possible pick. You know, the criteria this year is a little different. There's going to be six picks. So whoever is in form at that time, but also has shown that they've played consistently well over this period. But I think I think we were in need of a rebuild anyway. It was sort of, we did well with the same guys for a very long time, but again, as I just said about, everything comes to an end at some point, and I think Whistling Straits was a good sort of demarcation, I guess. It's like, okay, that's all behind us. We've got a core group of guys, but let's build on to that again, and instead of filling those 3 or 4 spots with older veterans, let's blood some rookies, and let's get them in, and let's build towards the future. I think that's important.
And apart from the course itself, what's going to be special or unique about holding the Ryder Cup in this venue or in this city?
I mean, who doesn't want to come and spend a week in Rome, Just walking around the city last night, and the history and the culture, it's an amazing place. And Italy isn't the biggest golfing nation in the world, but I think having a Ryder Cup here can certainly grow that, and if that can inspire the younger generation of Italians to pick up a club and play. And Italy has produced a lot of wonderful players over the years, but if it can inspire the next generation, that would be wonderful.
And just lastly, on you individually, you've been on such a tear lately. Has being the unofficial anti-live spokesman been sort of a motivational factor, perhaps, or maybe you didn't realize?
In a way. I mean, the leaderboard at Wentworth last week at about 2 p.m. on Sunday was looking pretty grim if you were in a position that I hold, and that certainly gave me a bit of extra motivation, and probably a few of the other guys on the leaderboard to get past that 14 under mark. But it's a weird time in golf, and hopefully over the next couple of years we can resolve it in some sort of way. But right now it's look, I'm a golfer. I play golf. I maybe put myself in the conversation too much at times, but I can't help myself because I feel strongly about it. But it's up to the powers that be to try to come to some sort of not resolution. I don't think that's the right word, but a strategy going forward so that the game can thrive at the highest level.
Okay. Thank you, Rory, for your time, and all the best this week.
Thank you.